Have you ever noticed how when people see you cry one time, they say you're too emotional? Or they see you angry once and all of a sudden you're an angry person? People will take one emotion, one moment, one version of you and turn it into your whole identity. But a feeling is temporary. It moves through you. It does not define who you are. And the saddest part is that a lot of people are uncomfortable with your emotions because they are uncomfortable with their emotions. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of you probably struggle with, and that is being judged for having too many emotions. Mainly caring about those judgments for you having emotions, because we're all getting judged. Right? I know I'm getting judged for having emotions. You're getting judged for having emotions. You can't escape those judgments. You can't prevent them. It's how you take those judgments, how you react to them, your response. We sadly live in a world where people love to label others. If you cry, you're dramatic. If you're angry, you're toxic. If you're quiet, you're rude. If you're happy, people expect you to be like that all the time. And after a while, you start questioning yourself. You start wondering if maybe you are too emotional. You start thinking that you are the problem. But I'm here to remind you that a feeling does not define you. You are a human experiencing emotions. That's it. And there is lots of strength in allowing yourself to feel. So those other people calling you weak, calling you too dramatic, calling you too emotional, they are the weak ones. They are the ones that can't be vulnerable because they are not strong enough. Because they are scared of other people's judgments. They don't want to express their true self. So they don't want you to do that either. It does get annoying when other people try to define who you are based off from one emotion, one particular moment in your life. It's so crazy how people try to create an identity for you in their head. You can't even be upset one day because all of a sudden people think that you're an angry person. They see you crying once, and all of a sudden you're too sensitive. You set boundaries now, and all of a sudden you're mean and selfish. You are finally speaking up for yourself and choosing yourself, and people say that you've changed. You've changed for the better, but for them, you changed for the worse because they are no longer able to manipulate you and abuse of you and drain your energy. People are crazy. And the thing is that people love defining others based off of their worst moments, not their healing, not their growth, not their kindness, not their heart. They focus on the moments where you are struggling. Why? Shit. Because people don't see others for who they truly are. They don't want to see others for who they truly are. They want to create this image in their head, and that's how they want others to see you. They see you a certain way. They want others to see you a certain way. That's why they say these certain things about you. Other people see you through their own lens, their own perspective, their own wounds. That's why people love projecting their insecurities onto others. They will see you through what benefits them. A lot of people will like the version of you that stays quiet and listens to them and say yes all the time. That version that never says no, that never expresses their feelings. They want you to stay in that version that's comfortable because they don't want you to grow. They're not willing to grow. They don't want to grow. They're not going to grow, so they don't want you to grow. But the moment that you start being the real you, that you start expressing your true self, all of a sudden they have a problem with you. And that says a lot more about them than what it says about you. Their real intentions come out. That's when you actually notice who is truly there for you, who isn't, who's abusing of your kindness, who's only using you. A lot of people are scared of vulnerability. They don't like being vulnerable because they are afraid of being judged. They're scared to cry. They're scared to talk about their feelings. They're scared to express sadness. They're scared to express anger in a healthy way. They're just scared of being judged. When someone sees someone else being emotionally open, that makes them uncomfortable. When you are vulnerable and somebody else starts making fun of you, that's because they're uncomfortable. They are weak and they don't like that. And since they are not healing that discomfort, they are projecting onto you. They're making fun of you. They call you weak for being vulnerable. They're shaming your emotional expression. But honestly, like I said earlier, expressing your emotions takes lots of strength. It takes strength to sit with your sadness instead of numbing it. It takes strength to admit when you're hurt. It takes lots of fucking strength to cry instead of pretending that you're okay. It just takes a lot of strength to feel. I admire people that just feel. When I was numbed and wouldn't allow myself to feel, I admired those people. I admired them so much. I looked up to them and I knew their strength. I knew I was weak. I would just stay quiet, have some judgments towards myself because I'd be like, you're over here trying to be brave, but you're really not. You're not brave for being quiet. You're not brave for saying yes all the time. You're not brave for not crying. And honestly, that was hurting me more. It was literally this constant war with myself because I wanted to feel, but I also didn't want to feel, you know? I was calling myself weak and judging myself for not expressing, yet I was also worried about other people judging me because I would express. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck about what other people think, how they feel about you? It's about how you feel about yourself. You don't want to be calling yourself weak or be judging yourself. You don't want to be fighting with yourself. So that's why you just want to feel, you just want to let it out. Most people spend their lives running away from themselves. They distract themselves with alcohol, with weed, with relationships, with food, social media, work, constant noise, anything in order to avoid sitting down with themselves alone. Sitting down with their emotions. And honestly, when somebody sees you sitting down with your emotions, they don't understand it because they don't do that. They're not familiar with that. Your vulnerability is not a weakness. Your emotions are not embarrassing. You're human. That's the thing. A lot of people are embarrassed. For what? We have these emotions for a reason. If you feel like crying, cry. What are you embarrassed about? Of crying? So what? People cry. People cry all the fucking time. People cry for different things. Instead, you want to push that aside and hurt yourself even more by not expressing that emotion. What's embarrassing is you hiding the real you, to be honest. Labels can become very dangerous because once somebody labels you as something, you feel pressured to either live up to that label or fight against it. People might label you as a very happy person and you like that. It sounds nice. But then you start feeling like you always have to be smiling. You always have to be kind. You always have to say yes. You can't feel sad. You can't feel anger. You start bottling all those emotions up, the sadness, the anger, the anxiety, any pain that you are feeling, you just hold that in there. You're pushing it down because now you feel responsible for maintaining an image. And that gets so fucking exhausting. And honestly, that's not real happiness. That's not being a happy person. Real happiness isn't pretending to be good 24/7. Real happiness is authenticity. It's allowing yourself to feel every emotion without shame. You can be a happy person and still feel sadness sometimes. You can be peaceful and still feel angry. You can be loving and still have some hard days. Emotions are temporary experiences, not permanent identities. I believe that healing really begins when you stop identifying yourself with every emotion that flows through you. When you're experiencing anger, I'd say that instead of saying I am angry, you start saying I am experiencing anger. Instead of saying I'm depressed, maybe say I'm experiencing sadness right now. Feelings move, they come and go, and when you identify yourself with one of them, you stay stuck with that emotion mentally. An important thing you need to do is stop letting other people's opinions get under your skin. I know it hurts being misunderstood. I know it hurts when people judge you unfairly. I know that it hurts when people reduce you to one certain moment in your life. But not everyone is capable of seeing you deeply, to see you for who you really are. And you can't make somebody see you for who you really are. You can express yourself so much and say your truth and just say who you are, but people will just see right past all that. People only see the surfaces, especially if they just want to see you as someone who will benefit them. You don't need everyone to understand you in order for you to understand yourself. The most freeing thing that you can do is stop performing for other people's perception of you. Stop trying to make everyone see your heart correctly, because at the end of the day, people are going to see you however they choose to see you. The only thing that matters is how you see yourself. Do you know your heart? Do you know your intentions? Do you know your truth? That's the only thing that fucking matters. One of the strongest things that you can do is just feel without feeling any fucking shame. Feel fully. Cry if you need to. Scream if you need to. Be angry if someone hurt you. Laugh loudly. Be joyful when something feels beautiful. Express yourself honestly, because that is freedom. That is healing, and that is real happiness. Don't be suppressing yourself to a certain image that somebody else has of you. Being happy is being yourself. Being happy is feeling your true emotions, and being happy is not giving a fuck about any label that somebody has put on you. So I really hope that you stop giving a fuck. Just start being yourself and do whatever makes you happy, not what makes other people happy, not even your family, not even your friends. Prioritize yourself. If this video resonated with you, let me know. And if you feel like somebody else needs to listen or watch this video, send it over to them. Tell them that they need to watch this episode. Speak good vibes to yourself and speak good vibes to others. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.